for your country and playing at the highest levels of basketball. So it was great for him because he had an opportunity to show.
Courtside tonight, and Miami basketball is still top basketballers. American high school, high Miami, Florida.
Highly American high, man, all day.
Thanks, James.
Thank you, guys.
You didn't know it was
the basketball state, so it's okay. It's okay. By way of Arizona, gotta give my Phoenix Roots all the love.
But it was interesting to hear Monty Williams and James Jones echo similar thoughts that there's going to be no.
Oh yeah, this Western Conference is going to be a tremendous in their back.
Campaigner to the front court. Payne, another one of those players that signed a free agent deal, $19 million over 3 years. Inside Ayton, whistle and foul, going to go against
So much pressure inadvertently on him because the guys drafted below him were having historic seasons. Luka Doncic came into this league, then Trae Young, what he did, and Deandre Ayton just stayed down, stayed focused on his game, and helped lead this team to an NBA Finals.
Jokic trying to back him down right now. Ayton not giving any ground. Well defended, and they get the stop, a violation of the 24th
goal against these young boys that are locked in on the defensive end, led by Chris Paul and Deandre Ayton. As you see, a great cut there.
Richard, he looks very good. He was out here working out prior to the game, and he's actually, dunking on the sidelines during Nuggets practices, and coaches are having a...
Jamal's a gym rat. That's part of the reason why he's been so successful, why he's gotten better every single year, is because he puts in that work. Him and his father, they talk so much about their great relationship and how he trains him and works on him when it comes to meditation and all that traveling that just went on there by Mikel.
There's a loving and doting father, and as a youngster growing up in Kitchener, Ontario, which is about an hour west of Toronto. Suns leading by 11. They're in the middle of a 14-2 run. Booker back out. And now inside. Ayton kicks it out. 10 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Booker cross court. One more to the corner. Bridges. Conspicuous by his silence so far. Just 2 field goals in the ball game. And the Nuggets turn it over. A 2-on-1. Coming the other way. Crowder. Booker. Got it. Are one of my dark horse picks. I like what John Morant did in the playoffs last year. They actually went into Utah, remember, and stole.
Understands the game. He plays it the right way, and you can see players in that Memphis organization have really rallied around him. And he's that leader already as a young player.
Cale Bridges with 5 points in the ball game. Gordon with a post up. Couldn't get Jones to join the team in the bubble. Did so, established himself, and then recently signed a contract extension for $19 million with this.
Monty Williams, that's one thing about this league I try and tell young players, is that the assistant coach that you're working with will be a future head coach one day. So these assistant coaches are watching you work. They're watching you put in time. And if he wouldn't have taken that serious, then Monty Williams wouldn't have given him the call. So compliment to him for putting in work for years and it paying off.
Oh, what a time by unselfish basketball right now. Just 7 points, but he's got 4 assists. The front court. This young man jumped on a plane after the NBA final. Is in good health and ready to go here tonight. Inspired, of course, by his sister Maya. There's Barton with a long 2
on the list of players that have it. Will believes in himself and his scoring ability at all times.
He looks in the mirror and sees.
Can't wait to get in that studio with you, but I am apologizing in advance that you're there alone with Big Perk.
Jokic knocks that true. Hey, Perk, I'm not listening to him. I want that paper. Booker is going to be called for the offensive. And they catch the Suns hitting the snooze bar at the other end. Barton with the baseline jumper.
Back off the glass. What did I tell you?
That is irrational.
That's what I'm saying. You get it in transition, you're like, let me dribble it out from the layup and shoot a bank 3.
11 points for Will Barton. Booker guarded by Devin Booker. There's the high ball screen. Ayton switches it. Barton. He can run it all the way down. He's one of the shot creators on the floor. A 2-man game with Jokic, a pick and pop. And he knocks it home.
Load up. We got 2. Down it. Hey, we can't get lazy, White. Come on, bro. We can't get lazy.
Baseline pass off the hammer here. Barton out front. Guarded by Booker. Jokic cross court, almost pitting.
He's doing a little bit of everything for this team. He does have 3 turnovers, but ultimately you need other players to start stepping up.
Reigning MVP facing up on Ayton. High arcing jumper left on the front rim. Ayton got a nice stop. Here's Bridges. And Bridges goes quickly with it. Back out to C. Picks up his dribble. Crowder launching a 3. Rims halfway down and out. Finding and doing a better job of being more vocal. Coach Michael Malone telling us that this is a relatively quiet team in terms of their personality. Morris knocks down the 3. Not running our plays, we're not getting back on defense, and they responded in the next sequence. But part of his emerging voice as a leader of this team and really the face of the franchise in a bigger picture.
Yeah, and that was one of the things when we had a chance to sit down and talk to him a little bit before the game. He said he wishes that every NBA player could go overseas, over in Europe, and you're playing in those games. Every practice, every possession, there is no time there is had success. He's like, in the NBA, it's like, if you miss a shot, if there's a turnover, it's no
push by Gordon.
No, that was just a good morning. Like, come on.
Oh, you think it's the 80s, huh?
I think that
it ends a 13-0 Denver run. That floater by Bridges. Barton out top. Jokic flipped the screen, gets it back on the pick and pop, fires away. And since 2 years ago with the Heat and last season with these Suns. Ball off the screen, the mid-range is pure.
There's a high pick and roll into a down screen, into a reverse screen, into a flip. So you have to guard multiple things if you're guarding against that Phoenix Suns team. Offensive foul.
Yeah, this year is the emphasis on offensive players not able to take an abnormal or abrupt, unusual angle to draw fouls. Jokic, 94 feet.
For a center, but that's just what he does. Not only can he do that, but he can stop and pop a 3 and also drop a dime for somebody.
This ball, everything but the buck, and pulled to within 2 here. Porter Jr. into the paint, fouled, counted. We got a 1-point game here. This is the end of the floor where eyes are really going to be focused on him. Booker got him on the drive-by, but couldn't cash. And that's going to be a foul against.
Paying attention, that's focus. Those are the things that he has to improve. Because you can be a very good team defender without being an individual defender. So I think that should be the next growth for him, is understanding all the defensive schemes.
Nice pass inside. Good team play by Michael. 63-62 as we approach the midway point, but not for long. The Olympics and USA Basketball immediately had his chances of winning gold increase. Barton misfiring from the court.
That's fine. He already hit one backboard.
Trying to be nice here. It's opening night. NBA 75 and everything. And that's going to be
all the injuries with the Clippers, but he continues working, continues plugging away, and at 36 signs a three-year extension, 4-year extension. Good for him.
Here's Barton around the screen by Jokic. Kicks it out to Morris. Another 3 ball. This one is good too. Started using that plant-based diet a couple of years ago, and he's played 70 regular season games in each of the last. Always showing love for HBCUs and the culture. Hey, and while we're talking about HBCUs, as Bridges misses the midi, team at North Carolina A&T, right?
Yeah, he's been putting in work. And that, look,
getting his degree.
Getting your degree is the second chapter of your life, and I think it's something that should be applauded, because he does it every single day if he wants. But to go back and get his education and contribute to the HBCUs is just.
Gets Barton in the front court. Off the flare screen, one more pass, Gordon inside, and that's what.
Just outstanding. They were on fire. He was really one of the individuals that helped level them out after losing Jamal Murray.
Great point.
And there's no surprise that they started to take off from that point.
I told Aaron jokingly that I want him to enter the dunk contest, and I'll make sure he wins this.
Don't do that.
I'll make sure that he wins it. Get to the judges, Bridges inside. Newly named here in Phoenix. Booker, quick catch and shoot. And Gordon with the board. Quick outlet to Morris. They got a 2-on-2. Morris drew the. We mentioned now with that ACL rehab still. Booker inside. Partially tipped and off the turnover. Porter Jr. Thought about it. Reloads. Hit nothing. Cam Johnson with the mid-range. Got it back. Missed both. Lead is up to 6 for the Nuggets. Morris in rhythm from deep. Got it! Shots when he's open.
Yeah, Monte Morris has been so impressive. You know, look, he's a second-round pick. We talked about the Phoenix Suns drafting and paying the players that they drafted. Monte Morris is a second-round pick for the Denver Nuggets and has proven that he...
After that playoff series last year against Portland, you can no longer say that Monte Morris is underrated. He's on the radar.
He's on the radar.
Those are on the drive. Here's Ayton. Ayton got off to a good start. Long jumper, 3. Will Barton. That's going to be an offensive foul on Jamaica.
Those are the things that Monty Williams is preaching.
Johnson with a dribble handoff to Shannon. Over to Ayton. Ayton flips the screen back out to Johnson. That's a play they like to run. Johnson. Campazzo off the green screen. Back to Jeff Green. He's made 2. High rebound. Shamet. Great save to Chris Paul. Paul over Green and way off. And Michael Porter Jr. get ready to come into the ball game. Campazzo. Will Barton. Barton has a mismatch here with Ayton trying to guard him. Fires from deep. CP3. Inside Ayton on the short roll. Got it. Another double-double already tonight. He led the NBA in that category a season ago. Dribble handoff to Dozier. Gets it back. Working against Ayton. Going to try and walk him down here. Tough fadeaway. But
that's what makes it so tough, because it's so untraditional that it's not something you can ever prepare against. And Ayton does as good of a job as any player in this league at guarding that.
The lead is back up to 9 for the Nuggets off the Johnson miss. Campazzo on the move. Dimes up. Jokic for the layup and finger ball game. He's got 23. And the lead back up to double digits. Nikola Jokic got in much better condition. And it really helped his game. And he stayed in great shape. Heard Monty Williams tell me at the end of the last quarter, transition defense was a big thing. Jokic with another tough shot. Man,
in transition, you see it on the roll. You see a little pump fake jab, post up spin move. That is why this man was the MVP. What he could do on the offensive end is so.
For the Nuggets. Gives it to Dozier. Gets it back. Got a switch. Shamet trying to guard Jokic. He's calling for it. Jokic steps through and left it on the front rim. And then on the sideline there. Ball hands it off to Booker. Booker with a nice hezzy. Missed it off glass. Devin Booker, a rather quiet night tonight. Two-time All-Star, just 3 of 11, 12 points. And that's going to be a foul against Bridges. In the world is a donation. 3.
Like, come on. I know you're a dad, but...
Here's Monte Morris. 5 on the shot clock. They got to go in a hurry. Morris launching. Crowder with the board. Booker kicks it out to the wing.
And then just let Chris Paul do what he does. Pick and roll, hit everybody, and then knock down those little free throw jumpers, because they just seem a little bit out of ordinary right now.
Great block by Bridges on Michael Porter Jr. There's Bridges in the front court. Gets to the basket, lost the 2. Approaching 4 minutes to go. Jokic hands it off to Morris. Boy, he sets massive screens. Set another one on Booker. Got it. Float game. And rebounded by Crowder. Quickly to Booker. In the open court. What a block by Garneau! Put him in the... Ball looking for Booker. Quick catch and shoot 3. Off the mark. And Gordon with a strong... Approaching 3.5 to go. Jokic on the post up. Weak side corner, Porter Jr. Will Barton matched up on Booker. Nice pocket pass to Ayton. Boy, that was a great catch by Bridges to save the possession. Crowder missed the 3. Back out to Booker. Got a great look. And he left it on the front rim. Gordon cleared. Under 3 minutes to go. Morris off the Jokic screen. Got downhill. Barton catch and shoot. Butter. Will Barton.
So difficult. It's just part of the job of this big man that Deandre Ayton has done his best with.
Crowder off the pin down. Misses the three badly. Oh, Gordon. Out to Barton. Off the Jokic screen. They got the switch. Porter Jr. Mid-range jumper. And rebounded by Booker.
This is probably about a 4-possession game. Phoenix Suns have to start stringing together a lot of stops.
Suns need some makes at the other end, too. Booker with the float game. Left it on the front rim. Aaron Gordon, meanwhile, hands it off to the wing. Here's Barton. Two-man game with Jokic. Barton in his Louis Vuitton bag and got it! Reached deep.
Knows what he's going to do.
Will Barton healthy for the first time in a while to start the season, and I like to say he was in his bag like the fries were at the bottom. Richard Jefferson.
I know. I'm very familiar.
In it. He was had the salt down there waiting for him and everything. Here he is again. 5 of the shot clock. Got to get to work. Smoke detector just went off for Barton. Defers to Gordon. And
they don't do daylight savings here. That's what's messing me up.
It used to be different, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're 2, sometimes they're 3. What a season ahead. Saw that promo earlier and it gives me chills every time you see all the luminaries and the greats as Jokic with the finish inside, making it look easy. So Denver with a measure of atonement with an impending win here tonight after being swept by Phoenix last year in the conference semifinals. Chris Paul with the layup gets it to go.